Hey there, how's it going? While I have you here, I actually have one question for you. Have you seen this avatar? Well, this avatar and others like it is very well known amongst the VRChat community. Any veteran VRChat player will feel a certain way when seeing this. Out of curiosity, if you guys have my avatar shown, what are your guys' first thoughts when you see this type of avatar?
I'm going to crash and die.
Yeah, usually people that crash others use that type of avatar, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like, your animations are gonna make me throw up.
And because of this, they usually always get blocked. But to the new people that's coming to VRChat from Quest or whatnot, they're not really going to feel anything when they see these types of avatars. But to understand why a lot of people will feel a certain way about these avatars, we're going to have to go back to a time before Mere Dwellers, to a time before VRChat was flooded with Quest users even. We're talking 2018, January to be exact, when the first Do You Know the Way meme became a hit, and VRChat hit its peak.
Ebola. This is my new habitat. This is very good habitat. This is my new. This is my.
But it's not exactly all sunshines and rainbows. And listen, I know, that isn't that far back, but just hear me out for a second. I'm sure a lot of VRChat players have heard the term crasher before. Even now, they're present. But back when VRChat first got launched, I'd argue that crashing was even more prevalent. That was weird, but it segues into the next part. This is actually a prime example of what would happen if you didn't block any of these avatars you would see later on. Or that's supposedly the case, but I've never had a crash happen to me that bad before. And right now you're probably wondering what a crash looks like besides, just the basic avatar that I've shown you and outside of the PC crash screen. And I would try to show you the full effect, but to no one's surprise, I kept getting crash as my friend would turn on the avatar and shoot the beam. So I'll try to describe it to you with some wonderful editing. So basically what you're looking at is the crasher avatar, and all you need is a really big beam that's blasting out of nowhere and also some loud music, and you have the basic full effect of the avatar. And I know we can all agree on this that my calling is definitely not art.
GPU crashers and shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, people used to fry each other's CPUs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People were just fucking dickheads for that.
That's exactly what I'm doing the video on, because I've heard the rumors of them being around, but I haven't actually seen them myself. And there's only very minimal traces of them online, so I'm like, all right, well, let's ask around, see if anyone knows them.
I mean, I feel like I've known a couple people that have had relationships with them, but even then, it's just I know a bunch of people who crash just for fun, but it's it's boring after a while. I don't understand why they do it.
These floating E-boys were everywhere back in 2019. I mean, everywhere you looked, you seen one of these avatars. And on top of that, the crashing got so bad that I vividly remember joining Pug Worlds and hearing people complaining about how bad VRChat support was doing to fix these issues. And while this whole crasher trend was going on, two common things kept popping up from time to time that would always surprise me. A GPU crasher and the Laughing Coffin Gang. And if you're wondering, yes, it's the same Laughing Coffin Gang from the Sword Art Online anime. But this Sword Art Online inspired gang were notorious for two things. One, having a kill on sight list, which means if you're in a public place and you're on this list, they're gonna hunt you down and crash you personally. And the second thing is that same GPU crasher I was talking about earlier.
There would be some sort of particle effect or like a mesh crasher, and it would have so many particles in it, and it would just keep, instead of closing the game like it would do now, it would leave it open. So if you left your game open, it would spin your fan and spin your fan faster and faster and faster until...
Yeah, so that's pretty terrifying. Also, the YouTuber you just seen was I'm Lucid, and he makes pretty cool VRChat videos. Make sure you check him out in the link below. Now, I've personally seen a kill on sight list, so I know those are real things, but a GPU crasher was still in the question for me. Anyway, point being, these guys made a serious name for themselves back in the day for crashing people in lobbies. But there's only one thing about that. Was this actually real? And look, I know for a fact that the basic E-boy crashers were still a thing, and in fact still are. Look at those fucking... What is that emission on these shoes, man? What the fuck? Glowing ass... blinking shoes. But what about the GPU crashers and this notorious gang that I keep speaking of? Well, I know the Laughing Coffin avatars are still in the game, so I did my damnedest to find research and ask around for you guys. But answers seem few and far in between. The few traces I found online had no real leads to anything, just mentions about Laughing Coffin within YouTube, Steam, and Reddit, with all of them leading me to dead ends. So it was clear that they did exist back in the day, but there didn't seem to be enough leads online to follow. So I thought it was time to switch our gears to VRChat. Yo guys, random question. Have you guys ever heard of the VRChat crashing group Laughing Coffin?
I've heard of a lot of laughing online bullshit.
I have too.
Don't, please.
I feel like he's part of the crashing.
No, I'm not. I'm doing it for a video, I promise. I'm doing it for a video. No crashing here.
Aw, hell.
No, the
only
only
crash thing related, I had like two avatars, but I thought like I don't do that shit because I'm not some 13-year-old. Like, oh, I'm about to flashbang your ass and keep it white for like 20 minutes. Like,
Oh, okay. So wait, you actually used to crash people?
long time ago.
Can I ask you a question?
See, I call him.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you heard of the
I'm
Laughing
sorry,
Coffin crasher group that was in VRChat a while ago? No?
No.
Alright, cool. That's all I needed to ask. Thanks, bro.
I've heard of
Oh?
I've heard of Laughing Coffin, you know, I've heard of
Banana,
Laughing
banana,
Coffin,
banana,
like
banana.
SAO and shit.
Yeah. A lot of the answers were kind of the same. They either sort of knew who Laughing Coffin was, or they didn't know at all. No one except one person was actually able to give me a lead.
All right, have you guys ever heard of like the was it the crash group called Laughing Coffin?
Yep.
All right, can you direct attention to this man right here, if you have?
Do you have you heard any like traces or like any evidence of them still being alive, or do you think they died off like long ago?
Basically they're still alive, but I don't think they're doing on VRChat only. They're doing on a lot of games.
Oh, other games. They
That's
moved
what I
on.
heard. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I
I
thought.
think some of them is still on VRChat.
Okay, I thought they were just like solo to VRChat. That's actually very good info.
That's cool.
Yeah, they were everywhere in
I think they
2018.
are in GTA RP.
Where?
GTA RP. They are in Red Dead RP. They were in VRChat. It's been a long time. I didn't see one of them because one of my friends was one of them.
Okay.
He liked to crash people, so basically he was one of them. But a lot of games that play like massive multiplayer, they do the same, but they do like not just try to crash the other people, but basically try to hack accounts, not kind of stuff. They're a hacker group, basically what they are.
Hold on. So we finally have a lead on something. And if what this guy's saying is true, that means they've expanded their horizons to other games. Or maybe VRChat isn't the first game they've hit. While I was trying to do the research for online, I never actually thought to search for a hacker group outside of VRChat. And you bet your sweet ass that's exactly what I did. And even then, they're still under the radar with only one game coming up as a result on a forum. The game was called ArcAge, and while searching I only managed to find a forum post about signing up for a guild called Laughing Coffin and a Reddit post. But the forum post seems like a cringy sign up page for the guild, and Reddit really left no results as well. So I tried to really narrow down the search results by searching a game, and then the Laughing Coffin right beside it. I went as far as to even search up the mass multiplayer list on Google and went down the line, and I was left with inconclusive results. Like ArcAge, everything else seemed to just be guild signups, or it would just lead me back to wiki pages of Sword Art Online. So with leads that really are just going to dead ends, I decided to finally close this book, and we'll come back to it to another day. In fact, maybe I'll make another video on it, but for now, we'll just leave it in this corner. Hey there, Future Editing Impulsive here, and I just wanted to say for people who are questioning about the GPU crasher, I also went around, but didn't record on VRChat asking about GPU crashers, and nothing really came of use. And I couldn't find anything online, so just to ease your mind. So, thank you. Anyway, continuing on. I'm going to answer a question you guys are probably all wondering. How does someone prevent themselves from getting crashed? And that, my friend, is a good question, one that I'm actually still trying to figure out to this day. Let me put it in perspective. If you notice my VRChat gameplay, you'll see that something's a little bit off, from the weird nameplates to simply just a purple coloring around the HUD. And it's not like VRChat can allow you to customize the nameplates and HUD, so what really gives? Well, the thing I actually use is a VRChat client called Notorious. Now, it does have some questionable features, of course, but one that I'm looking at the most is anti-crash. And don't ask me how this works, because to be honest, I don't really know myself, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to test it in a public lobby with the max safety settings turned on and see what would happen. And thankfully, with this clip, you can see how well this actually works.
Did you send him the picture? Did you send him the
No, because you made me feel ashamed about it.
I hope that I can
I'll show you.
screen your PC.
I'm gonna send him the picture.
Okay, you send him the picture.
Really make my whole week. It's so much fun that I can help you blue screen your PC.
So you can probably see that it didn't really work out as well as we thought it would. And this not responding screen right here? Yeah, a lot of people who play this game get accustomed to it real quick. Even when having the settings turned down to the max where I couldn't see the avatar, I somehow still got crashed. And there's no real way to kind of fight this, because there's always going to be one avatar that can blast the whole room despite you having the safety settings turned off, or a client that will crash you some way somehow. And I know that I'm painting VRChat in a bad picture, and to be honest, these issues should be addressed by the developer, don't get me wrong. But like aimbotting in a Call of Duty game, it's similar to VRChat. It's kind of hard to get rid of them when someone can just update a client and continue doing what they're doing.
Like, it gets worse too.
So similar to Call of Duty back in the day when you'd see a crasher, you just go to another lobby. And I know I've also made it out to be that VRChat's this game full of crashers and hackers and gangs and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, like I said before, they're still prevalent, but you're much more likely to find a whole bunch of kids in a lobby like it's some sort of daycare than some actual crashers like there was in 2018.
Hey, you! Can you be my owner?
And with that, I conclude my video. But I'll leave you with one question. If you had the chance to tower over anyone in a game that you desire, wouldn't you do it? I'll let you guys sit on that for a bit. And as always, thanks for watching.
So tie me up, turn down the lights, better look me in the eye when you make hate to me, when you make hate to me. It's got nothing to do with love. Hearts are numb where we come from. Darling, make hate to me. Don't be shy. I don't care if it takes all night.